Hey folks, here's a quick chat I had with Becky about the sort of things that you might want to consider for your job ad. When someone gives you a ring and says, my ad is not working, what is the first thing that you look for?
The general structure of the ad. Is it too long? Is it too wordy and hard to sift through? And what is in the content? Is there anything in it for the candidate, or is it just a huge list of dream requirements?
Yeah, right. Okay, like, you must have this, we want this.
Yeah. You need to be up early, you need to be here, you need to be available for us all the time. But we want you to be really experienced, not enough thought into what kind of person in what situation would actually fit the role.
Okay. So, all right, so you go back, you've got two things there. One of the things is about the benefits to the professional, and the other one is then about expectations. In terms of the benefits, what are some of the benefits that can make an ad look better?
Common ones are whether there's training and development, any sort of culture stuff. So are there social events? Are there team meetings? Is it a small team? Is it a big team? Just giving people a better idea of what they're walking into. Career progression is a big one people look for.
What would you put under career progression?
One group that do a great job is vision. They say they have like a clear path from trainer to senior trainer to manager to if you want to own your own club. So you can kind of see how you go through. Other places too, like there's been management roles where it's owners that have a few clubs. So it's written in that there's opportunity to maybe move into more of a regional role, or even just opportunity to grow at a minimum. But if you can be more specific, it's going to be better.
What about trainers that might be happy doing training? Was that in terms of people might not be looking for necessarily progression up the ladder, but more or less just ensuring that they can turn this into a full-time job?
Yeah, so that's more the support stuff. So client leads or additional training and being specific about the training. So is it sales training, business training? Is it courses? So developing technical skill. Some people do in-house training. You
mentioned expectations. So sometimes, we do see these ads come through where they want someone who wants to commit to the job, say full-time, but they only really have available 15, 20 hours in the week. Are their expectations realistic?
It's good to review it. Like if you're taking someone on casually and the hours are really sporadic or, not regular, sometimes it's morning, sometimes it's split shift, but then you want full commitment, which comes across as don't have any other work. So, if someone's only looking for casual, are they a uni student? But then they want someone who's more experienced, so then that doesn't fit. So then is it maybe a parent, but then are they going to be flexible around school hours and things like that? So you have to kind of imagine yourself as a candidate, I think, and how that role would fit into your life.
Which is a good point. And I think it's probably worth mentioning that quite often the candidate might not be what you were expecting them to be. Like you might be thinking, I need someone of this type of person to come into the role, whereas in actual fact, the perfect person might not present as who you thought they would, but they actually then do, a great job, and they're perfectly suited because they have the hours available and they can put in that commitment in around whatever else they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. Candidates can be super passionate about their role, treat your business like theirs, and still have a life outside.
So what else makes that a good job ad?
Definitely, I think keeping it short and trying to bullet point it. A lot of candidates now are reading it on a phone and they're skimming through. The reality is they are looking at multiple job ads. It's nice to think that you put your ad up and someone's just going to read that and then not apply for anything else because they're so excited. But if someone is looking for work, they're looking for work. So they're going to be rolling through a few. So the easier you can make it to get all those key points out, the better.
And how many unique opportunities are there out there?
So many. Thousands of rare, unique personal trainer opportunities.
Yeah.
You've really got to show what you're bringing beyond your gym equipment.
So instead of actually saying you're unique, start talking about the things that would make you unique and let everyone else draw the...
Definitely. It's the same way the employer would expect the candidate to demonstrate how they're a passionate or amazing trainer. You're selling yourself both ways.
And what about videos and images?
People tend to respond to them well. Again, it just fits in with helping candidates imagine themselves in the role. They can get a better idea for what the facility's like, what the culture's like, what the team might be like, client base, depending on what's in the video.
And do many employers do that well? The video specifically. Obviously, there's a lot of great images we see.
More and more are are getting really good. I guess I would say that not many have recruitment focused one. Videos aimed at getting staff on board. There's some really, really great show off the facility, show off the classes, bring client in videos. But there's only a handful of really well put together videos that are aimed at growing your team.
When should you start getting back to candidates that have applied?
Straight away.
Yeah.
They're applying for multiple roles. If you're not in first, then you lose them to someone else.
I'd agree with that entirely. If someone applies for the job, I think you need to if you like them, you need to get that process of getting them on board happening sooner rather than later, because if you're not doing it, there's a fair chance that somebody else is.
Even if you just quickly touch base to say, hey, I've got your application. In the process of reviewing these, we'll be contacting candidates in the next few days or week, or put some sort of timeline on so they know that you're interested.
I wouldn't leave too long in there. If that candidate's a great candidate, I certainly wouldn't let them sit for a week or so.
Like start taking them through the first stages.
And for those people that were unsuccessful,
definitely contact them as well. It's a small industry and it's worth just treating everyone with respect so that if down the line you come into contact with them again, the relationship's still going to be a good one.
That point about respect is a big one. Another thing we hear a lot in ads is employer of choice. And I think if you want to be the employer of choice, then you need to make sure that you're behaving like one, which would be showing that sort of respect for people that didn't get the role.
Yeah.
Because as you say, you never know down the line, they might come up, they might have improved on skills or knowledge or background, and it's time to get them on board. And if they feel like there was a really lost opportunity, then they'll be really enthusiastic about coming back with you.
Even if you have a template, then it's just a quick dunk. Thanks, but no thanks.
And this is actually possible via the Healthy People site. You can actually send a group email to people that you've sorted via your Healthy People account. If you need any help with that, please let us know. And any final words on putting together a good job ad?
Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Good one.
We try everything we can to make it work. So things can always be tweaked if you're not getting the right person. But spend time before you advertise thinking about who you want.
We can provide any assistance that anyone needs with their job ads. We are able to edit the ads while ads are live. So if you find that candidates you're getting are short in one area or they tend to be leaning in another area, but it's not what you want, we can actually then fine tune things to make sure we screen those out. Thank you very much, Becky.
Thanks.
If you have any questions, please get in touch.
By email, preferred.